Right now at 5, we show you a time lapse on COVID cases in Wisconsin, why health leaders don't want our precautions to lapse just yet.
A big reason for those concerns, highly contagious variants of the virus. We'll have the latest on the new strain found in the Badger State.
Plus, from stumped to solved, we share who UW-Madison police say cut down a rare and valuable tree.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
Well, thanks for joining us. It is no time to get lazy with COVID risks. Just in this afternoon, Wisconsin confirming a third COVID variant in the state.
Vaccinators are doing their best to stay ahead of it. We're getting shots out at a record pace. We have team coverage tonight. Our Madeline O'Neill explains how health experts are reacting to that third variant.
But first, we're going to Naomi Coles, who did some tape study on COVID data. Naomi, what'd you find?
It's a mix of good news and not quite as good news. Health officials are warning about case counts creeping up, and it's not quite keeping up with vaccination progress. So I took a step back to show you what it's looked like over the past several months. This is November in Wisconsin COVID activity. So much red. You know the drill. Red is critically high COVID spread in a county. Dark blue is very high, and so forth. Now watch the map progress since December till now. Let's slow down and rewind. Mid-January, the last time we had a red county. Now watch the number of very dark blue counties wind down over February. End of February, the first time we had no very high counties. It's also the first time we had light blue or low activity counties. And again, since then, watch the number of medium blue counties increase. The problem is, as you can see, we still have mostly dark blue or high activity counties.
We have come down from an extremely critically uber high level of over 6,000 cases a day to the level we're at today. That is still very high.
Now, this is why health officials are concerned. Clearly, we're nowhere near this part of the curve. But zoom in and that line levels off.
So I think, in a way, we've been lulled into a sense of security here in Wisconsin because we had it so bad that just having it bad doesn't seem too awful.
Meanwhile, here's where the state stands on vaccinations. Bayfield and Door counties lead the pack with 40% or more of their population with at least one shot. 18 more counties, mainly in northern and southern Wisconsin around Dane County, have hit 30% or higher. Just 2 counties remain under 20%. That's Taylor and Clark.
But if we can give this just a couple more months with the kind of progress we're making, I think we will be in a much better situation with protecting the whole of us.
That leveling line I showed you at the end of the chart, health officials are concerned about factors that could drive that line up even higher. Madeline O'Neill is here to explain why.
Well, just this afternoon, DHS is reporting the first case of a third coronavirus variant strain here in Wisconsin called P1 coming out of Brazil. DHS just launched a webpage specifically for tracking the variants this week. Currently, 78 UK variant cases have been identified in Wisconsin and 2 South African variant cases. Now, it's important to remember that that's just a fraction of the variant cases likely out there because only a small percent of coronavirus samples go through genome testing.
We know that these variants are particularly infectious, and we're seeing in other places younger people suffering from higher levels of infection. And so we are watching the number of cases very, very closely.
Public Health Madison and Dane County data analysts are tracking variant cases as well. I'll have numbers from them coming up on News 3 Now at 6, as well as what this all means for your travel plans and reopening Dane County here.
Madeline O'Neill reporting live tonight. Maddie, thank you.
More than 57,000 shots went into arms all across Wisconsin last day. There were also 434 new cases. However, you will see that -2 under deaths. DHS says 2 previously reported deaths due to COVID were not related to COVID-19. More than 28% of people in Wisconsin have received at least 1 dose of a vaccine. About 1 in 6 statewide are now fully vaccinated. Those numbers a bit higher, as has been the continued trend in Dane County. 1/3 of people have started their vaccination series, while almost 1/5 are now finished. More on vaccination progress in just a moment.
But first, let's get a check at your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is on the weather patio, and we saw a few glimpses of the sun, but quickly.
Quick glimpses, yes. Right now it's partly sunny out. Finally, that cloud coverage hanging out just a little longer than expected this morning, but at least it's been pretty pleasant for us this evening. That's going to continue at least for the next several hours. Here's a live look at downtown with our Edgewater Skycam. Temperatures are in the mid-40s, pretty close to average, with our wind speeds in the single digits. Now, right now, Doppler track quiet in southern Wisconsin, but off to the west, we do have some light rain starting to creep in. We won't see any of that really building in, though, until early Saturday morning. Saturday is going to include some scattered showers. As you can see, our precipitation totals as we head into Sunday morning, generally under 1/2 inch for much of the area. So not expecting a total washout tomorrow, but it will be mostly cloudy with those scattered showers impacting southern Wisconsin throughout the day. The weekend a little split. Saturday with rain. Sunday, we're back to sunshine, but we will take a closer look at your full 10-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. SSM Health's mobile vaccine clinic returned to Waunakee High School today. Teachers and staff from Sun Prairie and Waunakee received their second dose of the Moderna vaccine.
I live in a household with high-risk people, so it's really great for me to feel like I'm finally on the road to being, a little bit more protected, not just for me, but for my family.
Today's event also included 400 Dane County librarians from 13 communities. SSM Health has given more than 135,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine over the last 3 weeks. The U.S. is getting vaccines into arms at a record pace. The White House says a record 3.4 million vaccines were given yesterday across the country. The U.S. has given at least 3 million shots each of the past 2 days. The 7-day average for vaccinations is now up to 2.6 million per day.
Now, if you haven't gotten one yet, you likely at least know a few people who have gotten the vaccine by now. Perhaps they shared stories about how they felt after, maybe a headache, fatigue, or even a fever.
Experts say you cannot judge the vaccines based on anecdotes. Instead, look at the case studies. Our Amanda Quintana has some of the numbers.
You've likely heard of more young people getting reactions to the virus, and that shows in the clinical data too. Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson split their participants into 2 groups. The younger group, usually under age 65, were more likely to have reactions. In Johnson & Johnson's trials, more than 60% of young people saw side effects, with only about 45% of older people seeing side effects. But Dr. Jeff Pothoff says whether someone feels side effects or not is not a sign of whether their immune system is generating a response.
As you age, the ability of your immune system to recognize and then quickly create antibodies and aggressively attack, call it an intruder, starts to get not as good as you age. So it doesn't mean that you don't have an immune system. It doesn't mean you don't mount an appropriate response.
Pothoff says data also shows women tend to have a more intense reaction to the vaccines. And if you've had COVID before, you also might get more severe side effects. Your immune system is a little bit quicker to react when it sees something the second time. That's also why people tend to get a more intense reaction with that second shot of the vaccine. Pothoff says, though, these symptoms are pretty mild. They can be treated with Tylenol or ibuprofen, and they go away in just a couple of days. He said it's nothing compared to how you would feel if you actually got sick from COVID.
And coming up at 6, we'll explain why doctors think women are seeing more reactions than men to the vaccine.
Governor Evers signed a bill today lowering prescription drug costs in Wisconsin. The plan sets new requirements for pharmacy benefit managers. They are the people who negotiate prices with drug manufacturers on behalf of insurers.
This bill requires them to register, has more accountability for the work that they do. And also, frankly, it will save money and put more power in the hands of the pharmacists in the state of Wisconsin.
The governor also signed a bill allowing bars and restaurants to sell cocktails to go starting on Sunday. The bill had bipartisan approval in the legislature. More than 30 states have similar laws.
3 young men hoping to join a fraternity by stealing a tree now have to come up with the money to pay some fines. UW-Madison police say those students are the ones who cut down a rare pine tree at the Arboretum last fall. A community tip helped crack the case, leading police to Chi Phi. That's a fraternity banned by the University University in 2015 for hazing. It's no longer recognized as an official student organization. The three 19-year-olds say they destroyed the rare Algonquin pillar Swiss mountain pine tree and got rid of it outside the city when they found out police were investigating. Each student was fined $200. The tree was worth at least $13,000. The suspect in the Madison men's shelter shooting is now in custody. Ronald Stevens turned himself in to the Waunakee Police Department last night. He is charged with attempted homicide for shooting a person inside the men's shelter on Monday night. Police say they also fired shots inside while responding, but they haven't told us if anyone was hit or which officers were involved. The Department of Criminal Investigation is still looking into that incident.
Police in Boulder, Colorado are thanking the community for their outpouring of support as they investigate this week's mass shooting at a supermarket. Investigators say they still don't know what motivated a 21-year-old man to open fire, killing 10 people. The suspect is charged with 10 counts of murder and could face more charges for firing at police officers.
Like the rest of the community, we too want to know why. Why that King Soopers? Why Boulder? Why Monday? And unfortunately, at this time, we still don't have those answers.
Funerals for some of the victims will begin this weekend. Eric Talley, the Boulder police officer killed in the shooting, will be laid to rest on Tuesday.
More than 24 governors from across the country are supporting the Asian American community. They issued a joint statement today expressing solidarity. Anti-Asian violence has been on the rise lately. Governor Evers is expected to talk about that issue during a virtual gathering at 5:30. While hate crimes fell overall, a report from earlier this month found hate crimes against Asian Americans spiked 149%. From 2019 to 2020. Still ahead at 5, a look at the incredible and devastating damage from deadly storms down south.
Plus, buy me some peanuts and some Cracker Jack, anything that will generate money at American Family Field this year. We'll tell you how the Brewers expect baseball's return to bolster the economy. And then coming up tonight at 6, Kenosha police say dozens of people are facing charges related to protests in the wake of the shooting of Jacob Blake.
And as we head for the weekend, a look at Wall Street today. Strong gains as the Dow adds 453 points. And NASDAQ gained 161. S&P up 65. And we'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, it's a full night of action and drama, starting with MacGyver at 7. Then it's Magnum P.I. at 8, followed by Blue Bloods at 9. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
I do all my shoe shopping at Rogan to choose from a huge selection and save. Plus, I can get my second pair half price now or save my receipt and get my second pair later. Rogan's makes saving easy.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Menards has everything you might need to care for your furred friends. Our variety of dog and cat toys can't be beat. And our pet food selection will offer something for even the pickiest eaters. Right now, check out our selection of Rachel Ray dog foods, cooked with the world's best ingredients to keep your dog happy and healthy. All Rachel Ray dog foods are 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Want your brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Let's say your car needs a new part, like an alternator. You could get just the one part at the typical auto parts store. Or for the same money at rockauto.com, get the alternator plus the belt and tensioner kit you'll need to do the repair right and have money left over to buy lunch. Since 1999, rockauto.com has provided reliably low prices, easy-to-use website, huge selection of parts, and fast shipping.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
With Visible, you get unlimited data for as little as $25 a month. But when you bring a friend, you get a month for $5. So I'm bringing everyone within 12 degrees of me. Damn. 12 months of $5 wireless. Visible, wireless that gets better with friends.
Millions of customers are switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because Spectrum gives you internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest, most consistent download speeds. Spectrum wins on TV, too, because they don't have that ugly dish, which means weather-resistant reliability to enjoy live news, sports, and more.
Wow, really?
Plus, multiply your screens with the free Spectrum TV app. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Call 833-358-4499.
Rogan's is your one-stop walking shoe destination. Count on expert advice, the best fit, and a huge selection of the best name brands. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Tonight at 6, why some people are seeing reactions from the vaccine. Plus, are different COVID variants on the rise in Wisconsin? What local healthcare professionals are saying about the threat of an increase in cases. That's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now investigates.
A viewer asked us, how many Wisconsin lawmakers have the vaccine?
Getting the answers you deserve.
Turns out, of those that got back to me, not many have one yet, and a few may not get one at all.
Asking the important questions. News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
We are just 6 days away from the start of a new baseball season.
Now the Brewers take the field at the newly named American Family Field Thursday. It'll be the first time in 18 months that fans are allowed inside that ballpark. That's going to be great to see. Leaders inside the Brewers organization and in the city of Milwaukee say allowing fans will have a big economic impact on the city. But at a news conference inside the stadium today, the city's commerce president said that can only happen if safety is top of mind.
What's really important and a reminder to all of us about opening day is building consumer confidence that people can come back safely and enjoy a venue like this, and building confidence for the employees that they can return to work safely.
AmFam Field will start the season at 25% capacity. That's about 11,000 fans, so not too bad. Again, opening day is set for next Thursday against the Twins, and we'll be there live all morning long starting at 5 a.m. Well, I won't be. Susan won't be either, but somebody will be there. One of Oregon High School's most notable graduates is heading to Milwaukee. Texas coach Shaka Smart will take over at Marquette, taking over the men's basketball program. He played at Oregon High School back in the mid-90s before taking the job down at Texas. Shaka led Virginia Commonwealth to the Final Four in 2011. Marquette just fired Steve Wojciechowski earlier this month.
A massive container ship is still stuck in the Suez Canal tonight. Authorities say they have accepted a U.S. offer to dislodge the ship blocking the canal. The Suez Canal Authority says other countries have also offered assistance. Traffic in the canal has been suspended since Tuesday after the ship got stuck, blocking vessels from moving in both directions. Shipping experts believe it could take weeks to free the ship. Until then, 300 ships are expected to pile up in the waterway. At least 6 people are dead after another round of severe storms ripped across the South. Nearly 24 tornadoes were reported yesterday in Alabama and Georgia. They left behind a trail of damage stretching for miles.
The 4 people that were with me are all I have living in this world. We bunkered down, we prayed to our heavens, missed us by 6 feet, and we're here with God's grace.
Thousands of people are still without power tonight as cleanup efforts began this morning.
Well, let's get a look at your first warned weather now. Meteorologist Dana Fulton with your forecast. Dana?
We're looking at a bit of a split weekend. Again, some rain showers building in overnight for Saturday. Well, right now, radar's pretty quiet throughout the state. We have to look a little further off to the west to see any of that light moisture building in. Some little sparks of lightning pop up. Looks like there are some thunderstorms right now in parts of Kansas, even up into parts of Nebraska. For us, we're looking at more just showers developing. For tomorrow, we'll have scattered showers throughout the day. They wind down Saturday night. For Sunday, we're back to sunshine. Planning on a lot of sun for the second half of the weekend. And next week will be in a mild stretch, at least to start the week. Plan on a few days with temperatures in the 60s. These systems well off to the west right now, again, seeing a little bit of lightning and rain through parts of Nebraska and Kansas. They're going to continue to build east, and as that pushes in our direction, we'll watch our rain chances just increase overnight and throughout the day on Saturday. So right now we have some cloud coverage. It's going to become mostly cloudy overnight. For early in the day Saturday, light rain starting to build in. Because we do have that cloudy sky overhead and the system pushing in closer, likely not going to be too cool for us outside early in the day. Temperatures dropping to the mid to upper 30s. For tomorrow afternoon, we'll stay cloudy throughout the day with scattered rain showers expected to really just continue with us. A good day to keep the umbrella on hand. Maybe just keep a close eye on your weather app or the radar before you try to go outside for too long, as we will have those spotty showers passing through the evening, winding down overnight, and by Sunday, we're back to that clear sky. Overnight temperatures for early in the day Sunday near freezing, and then afternoon high temperatures temperatures will be near 50 degrees for the second half of the weekend. A very dry stretch for early April. It looks likely we're going to be turning well below average through the Midwest. That's going to be good news again for some of our friends in the deep south that have a lot of cleanup to do, and the dry weather is really going to help out with that. For us, we could use just a little bit of a dry stretch. Right now, things are a little muddy outside. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Scattered showers likely for your Saturday with high temperatures in the low 50s. We'll be near 50 degrees on Sunday with partly sunny skies. Breezy outside for Sunday. It's going to be windy on Monday. We'll have wind gusts picking up early in the week. Temperatures will be in the 60s for Monday and Tuesday. A quick system brings a small rain chance Tuesday night. Behind that system, the temperatures swing just a little cooler. We're in the 40s for Wednesday, Thursday. Sunshine expected through the back half of the work week and likely into the following weekend. Temperatures will be in the 60s as we look ahead to Easter weekend and Easter Sunday. Right now, road conditions look pretty smooth for us. We aren't seeing any major delays. In fact, as we take a little closer look at the Beltline, both east and westbound right now look fairly smooth, as does downtown Madison. Bouncing down to Janesville real quick. All looks good downtown Janesville, and the interstate north and southbound should be pretty good from Dane County all the way through Rock County. From Janesville to the Beltline, about 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Prairie to downtown, about 9 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Dana, thank you. More to come at 5. A new study shows coronavirus vaccines are safe for women who are pregnant. Why doctors say the study even surprised them. That's after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch-off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
There are endless ways to see the world. But when it comes to actually getting there and experiencing every soul-changing corner of it, there's only one. The Jeep Cherokee.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models.
Every child, no matter their zip code, should have access to a great public education. As a former teacher and superintendent, I know what it takes. I've led schools to high student achievement, I've expanded preschool, and I've balanced budgets. My opponent can't be trusted. She's backed by Scott Walker, and she tried to cover up a $500,000 financial scandal. Our kids deserve better. I'm Jill Underly. As state superintendent, I'll always do what's best for our kids.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see. Enjoy our lowest price of the season with 40% off a complete pair of glasses.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
When an inland hurricane called the Derecho cut a path through the Midwest, we learned some lessons. We learned that most buildings cannot withstand 140-mile-per-hour winds, not to mention most oak trees. We learned that when your roof is gone or there's a tree in your living room, even 8 hours is too long to wait. But most of all, we learned that in hardship, people take care of each other. And that has been our silver lining.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale mattress blowout on now. Shop online or in store and save up to $1,000 on doorbusters like these. Plus, Beauty Rest doorbusters are now up to 65% off. And Tempur-Pedic mattresses for as low as $30 a month. Ashley Home Store.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, here's some good news for families. It's been more than a year, but the Henry Vila Zoo will reopen its children's zoo next week. Starting Monday, the children's zoo and the zoo's Lake Wingra entrance will open. The entire zoo was forced to close last March due to the pandemic. That was the first closure in its history. It reopened in June, but since then, the children's zoo and its red pandas, goats, gibbons, and meerkats have been closed to the public.
It's just really exciting to do another phase, make sure that we're feeling comfortable and that everyone's feeling comfortable and safe, and also getting to see as many animals as possible.
The zoo is free and open every day from 9:30 to 5. Anyone at least 5 years old is required to wear a face covering. There is limited information on the COVID vaccine in pregnant and breastfeeding women.
But now the largest study to date shows big potential benefits for moms and their babies. CBS News' Danya Backus has more.
Krista Carrot gave birth to her son Bennett just before the pandemic. Krista is a labor and delivery nurse in Boston, and she went back to work just as cases were rising.
I think the biggest thing that we were concerned about was, would I bring this home to my baby who I was breastfeeding? Would I bring it back to my 5.5-year-old or my husband?
So when the vaccine became available in January, she chose to get it for herself, but also because she was still breastfeeding.
The possibility of protection and knowing that it was very unlikely to harm made it worth it for us.
Krista took part in a study at Massachusetts General Hospital involving 131 women who received the mRNA COVID vaccines from Pfizer or Moderna. Researchers found the vaccines were highly effective in producing antibodies against COVID in pregnant and lactating women.
They also had higher antibody titers than a group of pregnant women who had natural COVID infection in pregnancy.
Senior study author Dr. Andrea Etlow says they also found antibodies in the umbilical cord blood and in breast milk samples.
Pregnant women can know that not only are they getting a good antibody response for themselves to protect themselves against COVID, but also they're potentially conferring benefit to their baby. And we know that antibodies in breast milk do help protect babies from respiratory infections.
Krista says the study is reassuring.
I think that will encourage even more women to continue breastfeeding as long as you can.
She takes comfort knowing she could be protecting her young son. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Pregnant women are at higher risk for severe COVID-19. Experts say getting the vaccine is a personal decision, and expectant moms should talk to their doctors about it. Final check, your first warn forecast for the weekend when we return. Stay with us.
Rogan's is your one-stop running shoe destination. Count on expert advice, the best fit, and a huge selection of the best name brands. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Joe knows that harnessing renewable energy today like we're doing leads to a healthier planet tomorrow.
Joe fights for fair wages for working families because he comes from one.
Joe Parisi apoya programas que mantienen a adultos de edad avanzada libres de caídas y seguros en casa.
Thank you, Joe, for all you do for all of us workers.
Gracias, Joe, por considerar a personas de todas las edades.
Thank you, Joe, for believing there's a better, cleaner way to power the county.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
If Physicians Mutual were a friend of yours, we'd be like Eddie here, loyal, dependable, and always there for you. We'd be the one you'd talk to about retirement, the complexities of Medicare, and the coverage you'd need. We'd listen and give you straightforward answers. Think of us as your devoted retirement friend. At Physicians Mutual, we'll help you find the coverage you need so you can have the retirement you deserve. Oh, good boy.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Get spring sports savings with cleats from Rogan's. Right now, you'll save with 20% off on baseball, track, soccer, and football shoes. Cut into these savings at Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road. The delicious fundraising idea one son came up with to grant a final wish for his mom. That and more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And a final check on the weekend forecast with Dana.
We are expecting some rain to build in for us overnight. That's going to lead to scattered showers for your Saturday. High temperatures will be in the low 50s tomorrow. That rain could mix with just a few snowflakes late Saturday night before completely coming to an end. Sunday, we're back to partly sunny skies with highs close to 50. Monday and Tuesday will be in the 60s, though it is going to be a little windy outside for Monday. This is in front of our next system that brings a rain chance late Tuesday. Behind that system, we're back to sunshine on Wednesday, but it is going to be cooler outside. We'll drop back to the 40s for afternoon highs for the middle of the week before we climb right back up into the 60s just in time for Easter weekend. That's going to come along with a nice dry pattern for us for the end of next week heading into the weekend.
All right, Dana, thanks. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.